Information Systems OSI model. In this video, we'll talk about computer networks and more precisely about the OSI model. At the end of this video, you will be able to list the data conversions and transformations involved in the computer network of information system. Let's talk about the network. Open System Interconnection is a framework used to describe how systems communicate over the network. It's composed by 7 layers that describe what happens within a networking system. These layers are provided by various elements, such as operating system, application, network card driver, networking hardware as hub or switch. It sends signals over Ethernet, fiber optic, Wi-Fi, and/or other wireless protocols. Let's consider 2 persons that attempt to exchange a photo of a cat. Layer 7 is composed by an application protocol for the end user. An example is the HTTP managed by any web browser as Chrome or Firefox. It allows to send and receive information from the Layer 6. Layer 6, known as Presentation Layer, converts the data from one format to another. For instance, various standards exist to render images and reconstitute it from data packet transferred through network. Layer 5 is dedicated to construction, direction, and conclusion of connection between devices. It also manages potential securing during reconnection through authentication. The transport layer, or Layer 4, is responsible for the transmission of data over the network connection. It controls the reliability of a given link through flow control, segmentation and desegmentation, and error control. If we reuse the encoded image of the cat, Layer 4 consists of segmenting it into smaller packets that can be transferred. It sends these packets. If it fails, it manages to resend the missing part. The data link layer has 2 sublayers, MAC access control and logic link control. It transforms bits from physical layers into a frame. At the other end of the connection, Layer 4 is responsible for verifying the integrity of packets and gather it in the right order to get the message. Protocols that manage this are notably UDP and TCP. Layer 3 handles the routing of data. It identifies which device is recipient of the data and sends it to him. It is reached by commonly known IP addresses. The correspondence between logical and physical addresses of devices is commonly done by the Address Resolution Protocol, ARP. The data link layer, or Layer 2, deals with data bits. These bits are encoded, decoded, and organized before being transported as frames. It also manages recovery when frames are received in parallel to the sending. Layer 1 is the electrical or physical layer. The encoded data from Layer 2 is transmitted through network cable or wireless radio frequencies. For network cables, it consists of a square signal that constitutes bytes that will be decoded by the network interface controller corresponding to Layer 2 of the distant computer. Once the data has been physically transmitted with a signal from a device to another, the data goes through each layer of the OSI framework. Finally, the end user can access and visualize the photo of the cat. To conclude about the principle of computer network, the process of sending data from a device to another can be summarized by successive digital and analogical transformations. At the end, data is an electrical or electromagnetic wave modulation, processed according to different protocols to reach something easily interpretable by end users. The OSI model structures the transformation of data in the computer network into 7 steps. Layer 1, or physical layer, deals with signal modulation, whereas Layer 7, or application layer, deals with getting exploitable information according to the task of the application. Thanks for watching.